Anthony Edwards has to take the matchup with Devin Booker. He has to. He takes that matchup with Devin Booker, and he faces him one-on-one. If you are the defender that I think you are, can you slow him down? Your offense isn't great. You're going to win this series against the Phoenix Suns predicated on defending, rebounding, and slowing these guys down. That's how you're going to beat these guys. Keep the ball away from KD. When KD gets off the ball, Jaden McDaniels is matched up against him. I do not want Anthony Edwards on him. No, I want Jaden McDaniels on him. Keep the ball when KD gets off the ball, keep the ball away from him. I watched Alex Caruso sit in a chair yesterday on Jalen Brunson. If you are what I think you are, Jaden, as a defender, I need to see you sit in that chair, and I need to see you make it hard on KD.
Which I think he can, but they pose other problems though, Chill. Who's gonna guard Bradley Beal?
So Bradley Beal, I'm glad you brought that up.
He was frying Mike Conley yesterday. I'm like,
yes, he was.
Him.
Yes, he was. So again, like we just talked about, if you are what you say we are, we have to have different schemes, completely different schemes, because that's the mismatch that they're going to go after.
And that cat mismatch too. They had him on Grayson Allen. He was killing him off the dribble, man.
Alex, like, oh my God. And the reason why is because he's wounded. Cat doesn't look sharp. Cat looks slow. He doesn't look athletic like he was before. He looks slow. So the weight, you have to go to more zone and more matchup zone. Spread them out. I'm cool with KD cracking threes all night. I'm cool with Book at the long ball line all night. And the reason why I'm good with him at the long ball line, because Devin Booker isn't a knockdown long ball shooter on the regular. He's streaky, just like Bradley Beal is streaky.
Yeah.
And I'll live with Bradley Beal going for 30. I'll live with that if you can slow them other dudes down. I will live with that. Get on the glass. You have to get on the glass. Hold these dudes to one shot. That's where Rudy comes in. And offensively, Rudy's got to dive to the basket, get him involved in the offense. And Anthony Edwards, you have to do everything that you can. You have to do everything that you can to slow down. You have to do everything that you can to slow down Book.
Which I think he can, but what about the other side of the ball, Chill? What are you gonna do on offense? Because all 3 games we played against them this year, man, they was blitzing him.
Mm-hmm.
They was blitzing him like crazy. It's like as soon as he got into the lane, it was like 4 bodies.
Yep.
And we all know he's not a good passer and a good playmaker. So I don't know how we're gonna get this done. If we can somehow win this series, man, it'll shock me.
So flip that around. How about we do the same that the Phoenix Suns did the same thing you're talking about, what they did to Anthony Edwards. Do the same thing to Devin Booker. Because Phoenix wrote the blueprint. Get Devin Booker. You don't blitz him at the top where he's got vision where he can see everything. Get Devin Booker in the short corner. Get Devin Booker in the corner and blitz him. Because last I checked, where does Devin Booker rank when getting double teamed? He's one of the worst in the league passing out of the double team and playing against the double team. He's a turnover machine.
Yeah.
When it comes to the double team. So the exact logic that you're talking about using against Devin Booker, against Anthony Edwards, do the same thing with Devin Booker. The same thing. Phoenix already proved that. He gets in that short corner, they blitz him. He's throwing the ball in the stands. He's throwing the ball out of bounds. He does not like to play in the double team. He doesn't.
Yeah, this gonna be a real chess match though. But I'm also interested in that Mavericks and Clippers series, man. I see Chris Broussard reported that Kawhi Leonard still got swelling in that knee.
Significant swelling, by the way.
So I don't think he playing in the first round. He ain't playing.
I'm good. It's the same story, Tim. I'm sorry. It's just the same story.
Yeah, I already know how you feel about him. And I don't think it's hate. I just think, you telling the truth. And I like Kawhi Leonard.
It's the same story.
He's broken down. It is what it is.
Tim, if you see that chick in the hood who cleaned up her act and she looks good for the 3rd time, by the way, it's the 3rd time she's cleaned up her act. But the other 2 times, what happened? You seen her fall off. What are you supposed to think about her?
Yeah, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? No,
you don't hate her. You're not like, yo, man, the hell with that chick. You just seen this movie before.
I'm familiar with your game. That's it.
I know you. I know you. That's all it is. It ain't hate. I just know you.
Yeah, it's not like you're saying you don't want to see him play. Everybody want to see Kawhi Leonard play. You one of the best players in the NBA.
Who doesn't?
You know what I'm saying? But we just got to call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? He's broken down, man. But all right, chill, man. I'm gonna get up with you, though, man.
Out. What up?
All right. Now, I'm not all right with KD and Devin Booker cracking threes. If you're okay with that, then did you not see what they did in that series against Denver last year? It took every bit of what Denver had offensively, and Denver is a team that me and you both agree can play any style of play you want. Minnesota has to play their brand of basketball, which is defending. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like these teams that's defensive oriented and built kind of like them with two bigs at the 5 and the 4. Like, how often is those teams getting the benefit of the doubt at this time in the year? Like, especially against offensive teams. Like, how do we know KD and Devin Booker can't replicate the series that they had against Denver? How do we know that? And now you got Bradley Beal, who was turning Mike Conley into Chinese chicken yesterday. I want
to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. So, Devin Booker is going to replicate shooting almost 80% from the floor. He does that again, you tip your hat to him. I'm good with that.
You got to. If you do that again in this series against this team, yes.
Absolutely, brother. Knock yourself out. I'm banking on the idea that you're not doing that again. That's what I'm banking.
Look, yeah. Listen. If he does that again, this series is over quickly. I don't give a damn what Ant does, bro. And you already told me about Karl-Anthony Towns repeatedly in the playoffs. So he can't be trusted, and now he's just coming back, and you expect him to be trusted even more?
If Devin Booker and KD do what they did last year against Denver, against Minnesota, hats off, brother. I would bow out.
Let's get the Dallas series is real simple. If Kawhi is not healthy, they losing this. It's just that simple.
Even if he is healthy, they're still losing.
If he was 100%. If he was 100%, they winning this. It's just coming down to that. Now, the game that I do want to get to, I think the Lakers. Is AD playing? Because he went out.
He said he's playing.
He went out gingerly. He was just like, damn.
But he said he'll absolutely be there on Tuesday. So he's good.
So okay. So they going for Denver.
That's what it looked like. I don't think Leaf. A lot of people will tell you stuff like, yo, teams don't think like that. Yes, they do, yo.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
these dudes are all these dudes is ducking smoke. Everybody duck smoke.
Hey, listen, I'm glad you brought up the 94 and 95 Rockets just weaving through and not seeing the Seattle Supersonics, who they got swept by in 96 when they made their run to the finals. Broomstick straight into deep style. This
is the back-to-back defending NBA champs. Seattle put the broom to it.
Broom put the broom to it. And you know what I like to mention also? That 5-year run that everybody's so fond of about the Golden State Warriors. The team that last beat them was the Los Angeles Clippers when they had Mark Jackson. They did not see them the entire 5-year run. They did not see them. So leave me alone, all you Golden State fans in the chat, man, and all you goofies. Y'all gonna leave me alone with that Golden State logic. They did not see them. They did not see Loud City.
Just so you know, Seattle in 94, I don't know if you noticed, Lee, they were the number 1 seed.
They was the number 1 seed. They got bumped out by Mutombo and them. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The very next year, they were the number 4 seed.
They was the number 4 seed, and they got bumped out by? Phoenix. Oh, yeah. Right.
So, what the point that I'm making is these teams
that are as
good as yes, they do.
They don't smoke all the time.
These dudes are trying to
I'm gonna give you a clear-cut example. Yesterday, for all of y'all that was watching regular season basketball yesterday, the Bucks knew what they were doing.
Yes, they did.
The Knicks did not want to win that game. They did not want to win that game. You know why? Because they got to deal with the unknown. You know what's the unknown? The goddamn play-in. That's why I don't. That's why I do not mess with the play-in. If the play-in didn't exist, they would definitively be playing the Philadelphia 76ers, not or the Miami Heat. If they play the Miami Heat, they are out of here. Goodbye, New York. Goodbye, Knicks fans. Y'all are Knickerbockers. You know what that is? Those is old school pants from the 20s. Y'all make no sense. Y'all best is still worse than our worst. Know that. So deal with me with that. The Knicks are going home because they got a crash and burn style of play. They do all they do is isolation work with Brunson, and all they got to do is funnel him away from the go-to shooters, which is DiVincenzo and whatchamacallit. Get him out of here. Tex, don't tell me nothing. Now, getting to the other playing game. Who was it? We was talking about the Lakers and the Pelicans. I think the Lakers. I don't think it's in the Lakers' best interest to win that shit. That's just me. Because teams do duck smoke. To continue what I'm talking about, teams do duck smoke. Now, if they don't win that shit, what are the Pelicans' chances against the Nuggets? Because I think the Pelicans match up pretty well against Denver.
They still don't beat them. They don't beat them 4 times in a week, though. They don't.
So a Knicks fan want to get in there. You switch me out with the Knicks fan. He want to get in there real quick. I'll come after.
Who is the Knicks fan? I don't know who the Knicks fan is. Who is the Knicks fan?
Shot number 5. Shot number 1. He want to come up.
Yo,
Leave my
Leaf.
mic real quick. Let me.
Yo,
No,
Leaf.
talk your shit. Right there.
Yo, chill. I'm gonna get to you later, chill. Yo, Leaf. We're beating Miami Heat. We are beating the Miami Heat. Hold on, Leaf. Let me talk. Yo, chill. Remember series last year? Remember with Butler getting hurt? We didn't have no shooters last year. Who we had? We had Grimes, RJ Barrett. We didn't have no one to pass the ball to the shoot on the perimeter, but Brunson. Now we got shooters with Bo Bond, OG. We're gonna smack the Heat in 5 games, and we're not scared of Philly at all. We're not scared of Philly at all.
No. Philly is easy. They're done.
Philly at all.
They're done. No, Philly is the problem. Y'all want Philly.
I like us better versus the Heat, but I think Philly will beat Miami tomorrow, so we'll play Philly. And
you know why you think that, bro? Because you want Philly. That's why. You want Philly. You don't want Miami.
It don't matter. I wanted the Pacers. I was hoping the Knicks. It is what it is.
Wait. Why you want the Pacers?
Because he ducking smoke.
This is an easy. No. It's an easier matchup. Chill. It's an easier matchup.
Wait. One more time for the people in the cheap seats. It's what?
An easier matchup.
Which means what?
You're ducking smoke.
No. Hold on.
That's exactly what that sound like to me.
Wait. Hold on. Chill. Duck and smoke me. Oh man, I'm scared. No. Hey, Pacers, that's easy. Because we was the 3rd seed. I was hoping the Bucks. When I saw Dame start the game 1 for 10, I said,
but you know what happened? Milwaukee beat you to it. Y'all didn't want to win that Chicago game. And y'all damn sure didn't want to win the game before that.
See, look, I'm not a biased fan. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I wanted the Pacers, but it is what it is. I'm not scared of Heat though. I'm not scared of Heat or the Pacers or Philly.
I'm gonna tell you why you should be scared of the Heat. You know why, bro? Because the Tom Thibodeau style of coaching does not produce winning in the playoffs. If you don't believe me, go ask Derrick Rose. Go ask all of them niggas that played with the Bulls in the early 2010s. It doesn't produce that. It's a crafty style play. Offensively, all y'all got is isolation. All they got to do is funnel you away from the shooters, and they got a great goddamn coach to do it. That's why they've been running into the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right. So look. Going into, I don't think we're gonna play Philly, but I mean not Philly, Miami. But let's just say we are though. Leaf. Just hear me out. The defense, we're gonna slow them down. I don't think their offense is gonna keep with our offense. Cause we're chill. You already know we got defense. Chill. You chill. We got defense. We're gonna slow. We're gonna put OG
the best player again.
I don't know if you know Jimmy Butler. When you put a taller, athletic wing on him, he struggles. When he had Drew Holiday 6'4", he just babying him. When we put a tall dude on him, he's gonna struggle.
Y'all best bet is OG Anunoby, bro. And the thing is, he's gonna get in foul trouble instantly, bro. Like, because, you know how I know, bro? Because the
Jimmy do
thing
shoot a
is,
lot of free throws. He do.
yes, and you know how I know, bro? Because the thing is, first off, they way better coach than you. Second, you didn't want Orlando because they much more physical than you. This is why you wanted the
We was gonna
Pacers
beat
to
Orlando
begin
like
with.
5 games tops.
No, y'all wasn't, because Orlando was gonna beat y'all the hell up. That was gonna be a 7-game series.
Leave. Do you watch
This is
the
what
Knicks?
happens when you
We
bring
slowed
New York
dude
people in
down.
here, man.
We
This is
literally
exactly what
slowed
happens.
dude down. Teams
I
does
know
not
you
score
didn't.
over 100
This
versus.
is what you wanted, Chill. Look what you asked for.
No, you
Look what you
didn't.
asked for, Chill. Look what you
Hey,
asked for.
No. Chill like fight.
Right. No. Okay. All right. We got
Chill, what
killers.
you think? Chill, what you think?
First of all, I think I'm good on the Miami Heat. You asking them to duplicate something?
Okay, thank you.
You asking them to duplicate something? You asking them to duplicate
They're not
something?
better than Knicks. They're the 8th seed.
You asking them to duplicate something that's almost impossible. Okay.
I heard Chill. I heard you say Jimmy Butler averaged 38 versus the Bucks. He's not doing that. He's not doing that again.
He averaged almost 38.
He's not doing that again. Good luck on that. If he does that again,
I don't think he's got to do that against the Knicks.
You know what the crazy thing is? Jimmy didn't have to do that.
I don't think that he has to do that against the Knicks. What I do think, on the other hand, I do think that they're going to get slowed down because the New York Knicks, their brand of basketball, we better at it than you are. That's the way that they're looking at that's the way that they're looking at the Miami Heat. We're better at our brand of basketball than you are. You guys,
and their brand is
our brand is hard nose, dirty work.
See, Chill, no, and Chill not even a Knicks fan, but he knows.
Dirty. I'm not a Knicks fan. Hard work, dirty work, hustling. That's our brand of basketball. That's what the Miami Heat are. We just better at it than you guys are. We got arguably the best offensive rebounder in the game. So those second chance points that we're going to get those. Add that to the fact that we have arguably one of the best wing defenders in OG Anunoby, who we're 20-3 since he's been in the lineup. Not just him, DiVincenzo, one of the best rotation long ball.
We didn't have this last year.
One of the best G&3 guys in the games. Grimes is a hard-nosed guy. This is the new. These guys are Tibbs guys. These guys are Tibbs guys, and I don't think this is going to be a battle of wits here because the Miami Heat don't really have anything in terms of personnel that you have to scheme against. I mean, I'm not really scheming against Caleb Martin. What am I doing against Caleb Martin?
And look,
honestly,
they got a rookie starting. They better not play. They better not.
I don't have a problem with the rook starting because he can play.
No, he's good, but Joe, you know what I mean.
I don't have a problem with Jaime. I don't have a problem with Jaime starting.
I don't have a problem with. I don't have. But the issue that I'm going to have with the Knicks, is when you slow down Brunson, you slow them down. That's the difference. The Miami Heat don't have that great of an offense anyway.
Hey,
but I feel like with the Knicks, if you slow Brunson down, you slow them down completely. That's the issue.
Chill,
so where are they going to get the other points from?
Last year, Brunson averaged 31 versus the in the playoffs. Just want to put that on your mind. And I think without Randall, I think that goes up. I think now that goes up.
Without Randall, that does go up. And you know what's going to happen? Shea 5? Y'all still going to lose. You know why?
See, leave. The reason I'm not the reason I'm not too. That's what's going to happen. Look, the reason I'm not irate, leave. I don't think we're going to play the Heat. I think we're going to play Philly. So if it's about, because look, with Philly, I'm telling you the game plan. We're going to blitz Embiid. Chill. I don't know if you've been watching Philly.
Embiid ain't even playing, bro.
Embiid, chill. Embiid looks slow.
That's an easy series.
He's chucking up threes at the 3-point line. I'm liking out. That's all.
You think that really quickly? You think Miami beats Philly?
They got a shot, but I'm going with Philly just because they're a better team. But Miami have beaten them before in the past in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So if Miami happen to do win, hey, we will all the smoke. It don't matter what we got. Just like favorable matchup, which you told me earlier, Chill, with the Pacers, with the Magic, but it is what it is. We're the second seed for a reason, right, Chill? Second seed for a reason.
Y'all don't want to be the second seed. Y'all don't want that. So y'all don't want that. So all
right, fellas. I got to bounce with you dudes, yo. It's good to talk to y'all. Context, what's up, brother? Get Hardaway off the floor. Get Hardaway. Get Tim Hardaway off the floor. I can't.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Pack him up.
Get Hardaway up.
I just want to give you a shout out, my man. I enjoy the other content that's popping up. You guys had on your channel. And you guys, please tap into it. The a wonderful interview with Bob Dandridge. Yo, that was amazing, man. That was a lot of information. That was great talks. If you guys don't know who Bob Dandridge is, go do your research about Bob Dandridge, the 6'10" small forward from Milwaukee, man. And then from there, it was dope. But so I appreciate you for bringing that light to us. You know, connecting the dots between generations is that's the name of the game. You know what I mean? Passing information.
We got Bob McAdoo this week.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. I'm in tune, man. So I appreciate that. So I want to just jump on. I just want to jump on two things that you spotted on, and then I'll get out your head, Chill. The thing that you said, the T-Wolves, I'm with you. Listen, this is where legends are made here. Like you said, if you are who you say you are, the best thing that you can have right now is to go against this prime offensive team that can do it in all three levels, right? You saw what they did to you leading up to the playoffs, right? They embarrassed you. They showed where they're gonna attack, right? They had Mike Conley in a blender, right? Obviously, Cat's he's not up to par yet as far as the injuries, right? And you want to be a little bit better. So I'm with you, Chill. I think you're gonna have to disguise a lot of the defense. There's gonna be a lot of hedging and recovering, right? There's gonna be maybe some zone work, right? The thing that really kind of puts me off too, Chill, and I don't know if he's gonna play himself out of it. I think they just may need him because of the ability to switch, is Slow-Mo. I love his IQ, but sometimes I feel like the fact that he's not, I wouldn't say inept in on the offensive end, but I feel like he doesn't play as fast as the rest of the team. You know, it's Slow-Mo, don't get me wrong, right? It works out, but I feel like sometimes you know when it's swing, catch and shoot. For me, with Slow-Mo, it's swing, 2 seconds go by, and then he makes a move. And by then, the defense already recovered, thus messing up the offense. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's where the issue is for me. Slow-Mo and Cat, are they going to get played off the floor? That's one of my two biggest flags. You know what I mean? In critical situations. So what do you think about that? How do you feel like
he might get Slow-Mo might be unplayable in this series. He might be unplayable in this series off the strength that how fast Phoenix plays, not just how fast they play, but the matchups that they have. And Book is a nightmare. Beal is a nightmare. KD is a nightmare.
KD. And then Allen could take you off the bounce. That's the thing.
So
Ball can take you off the bounce.
Grayson Allen cracking the long ball, and not just cracking the long ball, driving to the basket. I feel like these guys. I feel like this offense, just offensively, I ain't even talking about as a unit. I just feel like this offense. I feel like this would be your big, even considering Denver. Like you don't got to deal with this kind of firepower with Denver. That you would have to deal. Now, don't get me wrong. Joker's a different animal. I'm not going to argue that. Joker's a completely different animal. But this offense, in terms of this firepower, so you got to deal with Uzis and AK-47s and Mac 10s. With Joker, artillery. You just got to deal with a tank. That's what you got to deal with Joker. You just got to deal with a tank. And can you knock this tank over? If you can knock that tank over, you can knock them over. Not them dudes. They got AK-47s with 50 cal guns, and if you could slow them dudes down, I think Slow-Mo might be. I feel like Slow-Mo might be.
All I need to see, and the point that you made, in my opinion, I think that Ant will take that challenge. He's not gonna shut, and I'm not gonna say he's not gonna shut off Devin Booker's water off, but in high leverage situations, if he is who we think he is, he's going to make Devin Booker's life.
That's my issue right there, Tex.
Hell.
You just said it right there. Okay, I understand that these dudes are awesome like that, but we've seen dudes get their water shut off. Why can't you do that if that's who you are? Why can't Herb Jones? Why can't you do that? I know it's hard.
Fair.
Anthony Edwards, if you are the elite perimeter, if you are the premier perimeter defender that we think you are, slow this dude down. Don't worry about the O's gonna come. If you are the premier elite defender that you say you are, and we think you are, slow this dude down.
Shut that water off.
Slow him down.
Shut that water off.
Do that.
Shut that water off.
Slow this dude down.
Before I get up out of here, Chill, I just want to ask you. I have two and I wouldn't say upsets, but I have 2 lower seeds coming out of the East. I have Indy, obviously, with Giannis out. I don't think Dame is going. Dame's gonna. I think
even with Giannis, they won all. Indiana won all the smoke with Milwaukee.
All the smoke. All the smoke. I think it's gonna be Halliburton master class.
They won all the smoke with them dudes.
It's going to be nasty work. And then the other thing is the Magic. Chill. I know you're high on the Cleveland Cavaliers, but that defense for the Magic. Now the offense is going to take some time to mature, right? And in my opinion, Paolo's going to have a hard time dealing with, their front line. But we saw what Julius Randle did to their front line, right? I'm not saying Paolo's Julius Randle in terms of strength, but he's strong too. And Jalen Suggs, he gonna come up to Donovan Mitchell and try to shut that water off.
I think
Darius Garland, we're gonna need to see. Are you one of those premier point guards? You could, get them out of the rut when they're clamping up Donovan Mitchell. We got to see. And if that doesn't happen, if Cleveland loses again to the Magic, we're gonna have to. Donovan Mitchell, thank you for your services. You might not be here. Darius Garland, thank you for your services. You might not be here. You think they're gonna serve Orlando? What do you have the series at?
Orlando. I think I got them beating Orlando in like 5 games. I do. And the reason why I got them beating them in 5 games, because everything that you said about them getting roughed up, we can't have that again. Not again. After what they did to us last year, after what the Knicks did to us last year, and you heard Jared Allen say how bright the lights were. Right. The lights were too bright, and we weren't prepared. Well, you're prepared now. And they fared well against that. That front line isn't nearly as physical as the Knicks front line. Franz,
not at all.
And Paolo, not at all. They're not nearly as physical.
But Paolo plays strong though, Chill.
Yes, he does. He doesn't rebound enough for me, though. He does not. He does not rebound enough for me as a 6'10" guy. He doesn't. That's going to be a problem. He does not.
Fair point.
And with that being said, with that all being said, Suggs is going to try to give Donovan Mitchell all he can handle. I think Donovan Mitchell goes to work on him. I do. And I think the difference in this series, is Darius Garland. I think he's the difference in this series. Of all the guys, I think Mobley's going to do what Mobley does. I think Jared Allen is going to run the floor. I think they're going to get him involved in the game. I think Donovan Mitchell is going to definitely get Max Strus and D Wade. He's going to get those guys involved in the game. And George Niang, I think he's going to get those guys open looks by getting downhill and getting by guys like Suggs. I think he's going to get those guys in the game. Darius Garland cannot disappear and just be sitting behind the desk just watching the action. You got to get in the fight, brother. I think he's going to be the difference 100%. In this series. If he plays better, 100%. I think they win. Yep.
I think that was the difference from last year. When it came to the Knicks, Darius Garland just wasn't prepared to play in the playoffs. And like you said, if he is who he says he is, you got to be ready now. And especially against the defensive team, it's time to shine. But Chill, salute again. I appreciate what you're doing for the culture. Appreciate what you're doing for hoops. Salute, my brother.
All right, brother.
Have a good one.
Yep. What up?
Yo.
What up?
I just got 1 or 2 questions. So let's say the Warriors get the eighth seed. Mm-hmm. Do you think they can upset OKC in the first round?
I know that experience is hampering OKC. Like a lot of people are talking about that, but I just feel like what the Warriors were, they ain't that no more. And the playoffs is going to show that. That's what they used to be. The playoffs showed it last year with them. This is what they used to be. Clay used to be this. He ain't that no more. Steph showed flashes of that, but Draymond showed that this is what I used to be. I'm not that anymore. And I feel like those young guys that they have in pods, I think he's good. I feel like Davis can be good, but I feel like Kuminga could be the difference in this series, and I just don't think that they're there. I think Oklahoma City would handle the Warriors. I think they're an average team at best.
Like a 5-game series?
6.
6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 6.
And I had another question. Oh yeah. How far do you wait? Did y'all talked about Knicks already?
Mm-hmm. We did.
How far do you think they'll go?
How far do I think the Knicks will go? I think the Knicks ceiling, if they had Julius Randle, I love them as an Eastern Conference championship contender. I love them. But the fact that no Julius Randle, I think those other guys, I don't think they can make up for what Julius Randle brought, especially when we get later on in the rounds. I don't think that them dudes can make up for it. I don't. I think they're a semifinals team. I think that's as far as that defense in Brunson can take them. That's as far as I think they can go.
If they get to the semifinals, who do they lose to?
If they end up in the semifinals, let's see. The way that this works, so if it ended today, so Boston would play Miami, the Knicks would play Philly, Milwaukee would play Indiana, and Cleveland would play Orlando. So if the Knicks would end up with I think they played the Cavs. Yeah, I think they played the Cavs Magic winner, if I'm not mistaken. Either they play the Cavs Magic winner or the Bucks Pacers winner.
So
that's why I think that they would. I'm not sure, but that's why I think that they end up playing.
This is why Wait, so let's say they play the Bucks Pacers winner and the Pacers end up winning. Do you think that they can beat the Indiana?
I think they could beat Indiana off the strength that they play defense. The problem is they can't match Indiana offensively. I think that's where the problem is going to be. I don't know if they can match and can they slow Indiana down, because Indiana keeps the pace fast, and that could ultimately play into the Knicks offense. That's the $1 million question.
I haven't watched as much as the Pacers recently, but do you think Tyrese Halliburton would destroy them?
I don't think he would destroy them, but again, I think that the pace of the game, I think that would be the difference, and I think that would affect the Knicks offense, because how fast the Pacers play. They're the kind of team that, because they play so fast, a team like the Knicks, who they struggle offensively if Brunson isn't going, and now they're going to have to exert a lot of energy defensively, getting back, quick shots, especially in that action in the half court. I think that would definitely hamper the Knicks offense. I'm not saying that the Knicks would lose to them, but man, to have to see the Pacers to go to the East Finals, that's a tricky one, real tricky one.
So I heard you talking about James playing the lead guard. So if he's at the lead guard and it opens up their offense, let's say they beat New Orleans and get the 7th seed, do you think that gives them advantage, I guess, over the Nuggets?
Mm-mm.
You still think Denver smokes them?
Yep. I don't think that they sweep them like they did last year. That's just a bad matchup for them. Off the strength of Joker, he's the difference. They have nothing to slow him down. We saw James at the lead guard last year against Denver, and it was dogfights. I'm not going to argue that. Those games were close. But the difference in that was Joker, how they ran their offense through him, the stuff that he got those other guys, and how you couldn't double Joker because he's going to pick you apart if you double team him. You can't do that. Not against him. You can't blitz him. You can't double team him. You can't play him one-on-one, because if you play him one-on-one, you saw him just going right by Anthony Davis, which, by the way, when people say, yo, he kills Rudy Gobert, who doesn't he kill? I think he's the difference in that series. So if they end up playing him, I think it could be a 5-6 game series, but I ultimately think Denver handles him.
Now, I know you don't really like Jason Tatum logic, but do you think that he could get over the hump this year and take Boston to the end?
I do think that, yes. And not only do I think that because the same logic that, if you ever heard me say anything about Oklahoma City, I feel like what Chet has done for Oklahoma City, I feel like KP does that for the Boston Celtics. That's the element that they didn't have.
With my name is Tatum and Brown, especially Brown, from what I be seeing from him. Do you think he's improved? As a ball handler, has he improved enough to where that makes a difference from what we've seen him do in the past when he turns the ball over a lot, running past the ball?
Well, here's the thing. That's the problem. I think the biggest issue with Jaylen Brown, people think that his ball handling needs to be super duper sharp. It doesn't. I think that all he needs to do.
I think if
he could just dumb down, if he could just dumb it down, where it doesn't have to be a lot of extracurricular nonsense. 2 dribbles, pull up, maybe 3 dribbles, tops. Where he gets himself in trouble is when he handles the ball a lot. I don't think he needs to have the ball in his hands when he's dribbling the ball 6, 7, 8 times. That's where he gets himself in trouble.
But yeah, that's why I think they can still. I know it's asking a lot of them, but I like to root, for the underdog. I still think they can get hot. And Jaylen Brown, I just don't think he's there. He's gonna be trying to do too much. He's not gonna keep it simple. He's gonna be running. I still think he's gonna be running past the ball. I still don't believe in Tatum, so I still think
Jaylen Brown improved as a ball handler this year. Like he doesn't that left hand that people were complaining about last season. It doesn't exist. Like that problem doesn't exist anymore.
And Mike, you asking the Heat. Mike, you asking the Heat to duplicate what they did last year, which is a tall task to do.
Didn't they shoot like 50%, almost 50% on threes last season?
That's the main thing. The threes. I think they can.
40-something%.
I think if Miami keeps them at the long ball line and makes them just shoot a lot of threes, I think they can live with that, and I think that can be a difference in the series.
But they did that last season though. They tried playing zone last season, and one of the main reasons is they didn't have a mid-range and low post threat, which they have with KP now. Which is why I think Miami's just they don't have a shot against Boston, because from a roster standpoint, this team was made to beat Miami.
And I think
that's true.
And I feel like last year, what they did in terms of shooting, I think that you asking them to do that again for a team that really wasn't like that in the beginning. I mean, they had one of the worst offenses in the league. They're still in the bottom 10 this year. So now you asking them to do the same thing that they did last year. In fact, better against a better Boston Celtic team. I think that you asking way too much.
Plus, there's a very good possibility that they might not even make the playoffs. Because do you think they beat Philadelphia on Wednesday? You think they beat Philly on Wednesday?
That's one.
I don't think so. I think that Philly beats them.
I'm having a
Atlanta
time with them. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they don't. But I'm not saying that they don't beat Philly. My whole logic when it comes to Miami Heat is you asking them to do something. There's a reason why teams that are the AC don't go to the NBA Finals. Before the Miami Heat did it last year, the last team to do it was the Knicks. That was 25 years ago. So this happens once every 25 years. Asking the Miami Heat to duplicate that again against a better Boston Celtics team. No.
Well, let's be honest here. The Celtics probably have Miami circled on a calendar if they do see them in the playoffs. Like they definitely want revenge this season for what happened last season.
Jimmy Butler is not selling me. Jimmy Butler is not selling me that nonsense that don't nobody want to see us in the playoffs. You're not selling me that. That's not
like there's no way I don't see Drew Holiday allowing what happened last season to happen this season. There's no way I think he does that.
I'm not buying that at all.
I'm
buying that.
The Heat shot 43% against Boston on the long ball. They didn't do that all year. All year. They didn't do that all year against anybody. Now you ask them to do it again against a better defensive team, against a better overall team, and against a better defensive team. No, I'm good. I'm not trying to hear.
Chill. I got a question.
I'm being a bit optimistic, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mike, you're going in and out, brother.
Chill. I got a question for you about this play-in tournament. Like, what happens if this Philadelphia? Do you think this Philly team makes it? Do you think they lose to Miami tomorrow on Wednesday? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
I think that they could lose to Miami. But I also think that Joel Embiid is. I think he's played basketball enough where they don't really have an answer for him. They have no answer for Maxey. Maxey can get downhill with the best of them. They're going to have a difficult time dealing with Buddy Hield at the long ball line. Very difficult. Tobias Harris is the difference in the game, though. Because if Tobias Harris can give them legit production, that's something that they can't account for. And if he can slow down Jaime Jaquez, if he can slow down Caleb Martin, and none of those dudes play him to a tie, I think that could be the difference in the game.
So overall, you think that Philadelphia does take this game against Miami?
I do. I think that they do beat them.
Yeah, that does make quite a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, especially since you're banking also on a rook to perform exceptionally well in the postseason in Jaime Jaquez, which is also another unrealistic thing in the playoffs. You're going to expect a rookie to just out of nowhere explode in the postseason. You know what I mean?
That's why I have such a difficult time with Oklahoma City, because they depend a lot on Chet. They're depending a lot on Chet, and the fact that they're dependent on Chet as much as they are, I think it's a recipe. I think it's a recipe for disaster playing against that team. So, all right, Jay, I'm gonna get with you later, brother. What's up? What up?
Yo, chill. What's going on, man? You got me?
What up, brother?
Man. Hey, first off, man, appreciate you for filling me up, man. So I wanted to. I kind of had like two questions. The first part was, y'all talked about it on the panel this morning about like how the Timberwolves can kind of like adjust defensively to what the Phoenix Suns have offensively. So I wanted to ask you, Chill, like if you were the coach right now for the Minnesota Timberwolves, like what kind of game plan would you have defensively dealing with those three guys, especially from the perimeter, even dealing with the fact that Cat and Gobert are in the paint?
With Cat and Gobert in the paint, I think that's a plus for us because I think we can control the boards. That's number one, and I think we can man the paint. I think on the perimeter, KD, when he gets off the basketball, he can't get the ball back. And if he does get it back, he's got to get it back late in the shot clock, and you got to make him take ill-advised shots.
Right.
That's one of the ways to slow him down, because now you have him off rhythm. I think Anthony Edwards, he's got to take that assignment of Devin Booker. Devin Booker is great going to his left.
Right.
Going to his left, he's great, especially in the mid-range. One of the main things that we have to do with Devin Booker is double him. Blitz him in the short corner. Devin Booker does not like to play against blitzes and double teams. He's very inefficient when we're doing that. So I want to do that with him more than anything. I want to keep Jaden McDaniels on KD. That's his matchup. That's going to be his matchup, not for the night, for the series. We're going to live and die with that matchup right there. Anthony Edwards, Book is going to be your matchup. And what we're going to do is we're going to make guys like Bradley Beal, who, you know what? Contrary to popular belief, what Bradley Beal did with that mismatch with Mike Conley, I'm not doubling off. I'm not going to double off Bradley Beal with Mike Conley. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to switch Bradley Beal, and I'm going to get guys like Walker covering him and make Bradley Beal be your bucket getter, not your second, not your third bucket getter. Make him be your primary bucket getter. I'll live with Bradley Beal scoring because I've seen him in the playoffs. And we're going to have to give up something. That's what I'm going to give up. And Naz Reid, Cat, and Rudy Gobert, we got to clean glass. Not only do we have to clean glass, we got to get Rudy diving to the rim. We have to get Rudy diving to the rim, and we got to get Rudy in transition, just like we got to get Naz Reid in transition. If we can do that, we got a shot.
Okay, and for my second question, hey, Chill, we got to get Tim Hardaway Jr. off the floor, man.
Get Hardaway off the floor.
Hey, Chill, I have a feeling, though, in this Mavs and Clippers series, I might see an uptick in Tim Hardaway Jr. minutes, man. I can't lie, Chill, because they're going to need him. Like, I don't like saying it, especially this year, but they're going to need him.
I can't handle a dude missing wide open shots, yo. I can't handle that.
Yeah.
That makes me nuts. I can't handle it. You wide open. Wide open. I can't handle it. I can't do it, yo.
You think the Mavs got a shot, Chill, over a really,
I do.
this series?
I actually think they handled the Clippers in 5-6 games tops. I think they handled it.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think they handled them, dude. So, all right, brother. Good to talk to you.
Yes.
Yup. What up? Did I lose him? What up?
Yo, hold on. Yo.
What up?
I'm just putting my headphones in. My fault.
What up?
I can hear you now.
Yep.
Yeah. What's up, man? I think y'all kind of overrating the Pacers, man.
Overrating them in what sense?
I don't think they got a chance at beating the Bucks in the playoffs. I'm just keeping it real.
Without Giannis, by the way. No Giannis.
Is he out for the? Is that confirmed?
I'd be surprised if he went. If this was the regular season, he'd be out for a month.
I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think they could get it done even without Giannis. I think they get it done like 6 or 7 without Giannis. With Giannis, this would no question, in my opinion, be a 4 or 5 game series. I'm just looking at the Pacers, right? And I understand the Bucks issues. They have a lot of personnel issues. So does the Pacers. So does the Pacers. They do not have a lot. They don't have a good rim protection really at all. On top of that, their perimeter defense is also suspect. The same way you can hunt for Dame, you can hunt for Tyrese Halliburton. Dame is a little bit worse than Tyrese Halliburton, but Tyrese Halliburton is still one of the worst defenders in the league. So the Bucks are going to be hunting for him all game. And the Pacers overall as a team are one of the worst defenses in the team in the NBA. They don't guard. They're at the bottom of the league. They can't guard a fly. Right. The Bucks are average, and we know the Bucks. The Bucks top 5 offense.
They're actually below average.
I think they're like 16th, 17th.
I think they're 21st in points given up per game, and that's the kind of stuff that I pay attention to.
They're 21st, but we do know. I think that might be true, but I think defensive rating wise, they're like 15th, 16th, or 17th.
And the difference with that is their best defensive player in Giannis is going to be out, so that's going to hamper them.
Yeah, and that's true.
Who do they have to protect Dame? That's the most important thing. Because here's the thing, Nari. I was never one who subscribed to the ideology of hiding dudes. Yo, when we go over the scouting report, we know who you are. So you can't hide, right? So it's your job as a unit. We got to protect him. You can't hide this dude, especially in today's game where teams hunt mismatches, where they go after guys. So Milwaukee can't hide Dame. They can't. In fact, they're going to go after him. The guy that's the difference in this series is Miles Turner. He's got a man to paint. He's got a rebound. And he's got to get out in transition. Because as fast as they play, if he could run more, I think that's a blessing for Tyrese Halliburton. He would love that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know what you're saying too. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to be that they're going to hunt for Dame. We know that.
Right.
The Pacers are going to hunt for Dame, but the Bucks are going to do the same thing with Tyrese Halliburton. The same exact thing. And I just think Bobby Portis to have his way on the block. I think Brook Lopez, he might become a little bit unplayable in certain times in the games, but he's going to have his way on the block as well. Dame, I think Dame actually performed really well against that defense. I think the Bucks are a better defensive team. They're more disciplined. The Bucks are still one of the more clutch teams in the NBA. Even with their struggles, they still are a good fourth quarter team. They're still a good clutch team. I just think the playoff experience, the discipline, and the fact that the Bucks are still a much better defensive team than the Pacers, even without Giannis, is still a better defensive team. I think that'll be enough to edge them a 6-7 game series, even without their best player. Now, if Giannis was playing, Giannis averages 42 against them. I mean,
42 and like 13, something ridiculous like that. Something
like
crazy. He had a 64 game and a 54 game against them. Yep. He destroys them.
Yeah, if Giannis is playing, and again, there's still a chance he comes back. Like I don't think a game one. I think he's not going to be there. I don't think the Bucks risk game one. But if the Bucks go down, like I would say 2-1, right? They split the games, right? Then I think Giannis might come back. They might risk it. I don't know. I would say it's a completely different series with Giannis. If Giannis is playing, I do think the Bucks will comfortably beat them. But with Giannis, his health being in question and in the air, that's why I think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series.
I just worry about the same way I feel about when guys have heart issues. I feel the same way when I see guys with those calf issues. I don't like that, man. Because
I don't like it either.
That's in the same neighborhood with that Achilles, man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Because if I lose you, if we lose him this season due to an Achilles injury, we could lose him next year too. And I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not.
Yep.
I'm not trying to hear that. So, all right, brother. Good to talk to you.
All right. Yeah.
What up?
Well, Joe, can you hear me?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, no, I saw your title. I want to get into the playing situation just in a second, but I saw your title about the playing, and I kind of do agree that I don't like the playing that much. However, I do believe if the playing is in a certain framework of games and they can cancel it, then I'm perfectly happy with it. See, out with the East, I don't believe there should be a playing in the East. Like there should just be none. With the West, it makes sense because 7 through 10 is like 2 games apart, and they should have the play-in. But I think it should be contingent on the actual league rather than just having it year round just for the sake of it. So I think that's how I would do the playing. And
if you're below 500, you're not eligible. That's my logic.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're below 500, you are not. Just like in college, where these teams are in the conference tournament, they have conferences where we only taking the top 6 teams. If you 3, 4 games, 5 games under 500, you're not eligible to play in the conference tournament. No.
You can't tell me you're a playoff team if you've had 82 games. Why am I giving you 84 and 85 to kind of work out that you're not a playoff team for you to get beaten in the first round?
Sorry, Atlanta is 10 games under 500, man. That's not a playoff team.
No, it's not. It's not a playoff
It's
team.
not a playoff team. That's not. And I don't want to reward you and now have to put Philly or have to put now Miami in a situation where they could possibly lose to you in a 1-game scenario where anything can happen because we have this play-in tournament, which, by the way, I understand that it's for viewership. I got no problem with that, and I understand that it's for money. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to water it down. I don't want to do that. And
You've made the league more kind of like again, in fact, the argument people have for the expansion era in the 90s, you've basically included teams that are not really supposed to be there into basically high level basketball, and now you've basically said, okay, run them out. Look what happened to the Hawks last year. What seed were they? I think they were the 7th seed last year, I believe. The Hawks.
No, they was it's the same as last year with it was them, Toronto, and Chicago, same as last year.
The Hawks make it last year, didn't
it? Because they beat it. They ended up beating. Yeah, they were the 7th seed because they ended up beating Miami.
Yeah, they beat Miami.
Miami was the 7th seed, and they ended up beating Miami. And then Miami had to play the Toronto Chicago winner, and they end up in a dogfight with them.
Yeah, and that messes everything up because now Miami then goes to the finals, and it's like, like I'm not saying nobody wants to see Miami, but I'm just saying like it's just. It messes everything up because you've now messed up the way the game is played and who you're preparing for, and the kind of 1 seed doesn't have the advantage anymore because they have to kind of wait to game plan for another team. But I did want to just mention obviously the playing games that are coming up, which was like Miami and Philly. In my opinion, I think Philly will beat Miami, but I don't want Philly to beat Miami because the reason why I don't want Philly to beat Miami is because I think Joel Embiid is still kind of hurt, and I think if he's hurt, I don't see the point. You're not going to win a championship, so I don't see the point of playing Embiid for the first round. Who would they play in the first round? The Celtics?
They play the Knicks.
They play the Knicks?
Yeah, they play the Knicks in the first round.
Okay, so they play the Knicks only, the 2-7. Okay, so they'll play the Knicks in the first round. He's going to get hurt again. I'll be honest with you. He's going to get hurt again against the Knicks. They're going to rough him up. They're going to, and Tom Thibodeau, he's the type of coach. If he knows you're injured, he's gonna make them run up and down.
Specifically, that what you just said, Amari. Don't stop. Keep going. Specifically, what you just said. They're gonna rough him up. Specifically, what you just said.
They're gonna rough him up. They're gonna put him in every single action. They're gonna make his knee. They're gonna test out his left meniscus.
Go after him.
He's gonna. You know what's gonna happen, Joe? He's gonna hurt his right. That's exactly what's gonna happen in that series. He's got a left meniscus tear. He's gonna tear his right meniscus in that same series because he's gonna have overcompensation issues. I don't think Philly should go make the play-in. I think if Miami and New York play each other, I do think New York does win. I think they have a better offense. I think they're going to. Miami's a fighting team, but you're not going to break the spirit of the Knicks. I don't like that kind of, but they're just going to out-tough them. And the other playing game in the East is
Atlanta and Chicago.
Oh, Chicago will probably win.
We shouldn't be talking about this, Amari. We shouldn't. Atlanta is 10 games under 500. The Bulls are 5 games under 500. Those are not playoff teams.
They're terrible teams. And they're bad teams. And like it's when you watch Atlanta and Chicago play, you're thinking these are bad teams.
It's not a good team, yo. It's not. I'm not trying to hit a logic, Amari, that they were playing good during this stretch. The Chicago Bulls are a bad team. They're not a good team. The Atlanta Hawks are not a good team. They're not.
I honestly, I think both of them should. Both of them are in the same position. I don't know what their futures hold in terms of what they need. So I don't really care, to be honest, with that matchup. The Celtics are basically ransacked them throughout the first round. So it'll be a pretty simple game. On the West side, I think the New Orleans game. I think New Orleans will play the Lakers a little bit better. I think from the game that they played last week, I'm surprised New Orleans have been blown out by the Lakers a lot throughout the season. They don't match up well. And I do like the fact that LeBron James kind of takes the challenge of Zion because that's what he did the last game. Now he took the challenge of Zion. He was tired. He was tired, LeBron James. He was gassed. But Zion can't bully him around. You can kind of see that. He could do it with AD a little bit because he's a bit more thicker. But I think that would be a good series. And then the Lakers-Nuggets series, I can see that series going 6, to be honest.
I also think, to your point, I think that getting rid of New Orleans, that gives them now more rest. So they end up playing them tomorrow. Playoffs don't start till Saturday. Like we don't have to play an extra game now. Like we don't have to go to Golden State, or we don't have to go home and host Sacramento. Now we don't have to do any of those things. We get to go home now and rest, and wait for Denver, or go to Denver. So I do think that would be good for New Orleans, even though I don't like the matchup with Denver. I think that would be good for the Lakers, not New Orleans. I'm sorry. I think that would be good for the Lakers.
Yeah, I think I prefer the matchup this year simply because from an entertainment standpoint, I don't think the Lakers will win, but from a standpoint of that they're a bit more healthy this year, they played well. You know, the Denver Nuggets are the Denver Nuggets. Again, if you can't outplay Jokic, there's not much you can do. I know Jamal Murray is coming off an injury, so it's kind of like maybe that might be a thing that they can kind of play off into. And then obviously you've got the Warriors and Sacramento, and then probably playing New Orleans. I think, to be fair, I can see the Warriors making it, to be honest, with the playoffs. And I think they're gonna give the OKC Thunder hell. I'll be honest with you. They're gonna give them hell for that series. I think they're just the experience, and I think with OKC is that we don't know what they're supposed to. I think maybe they're too early. I just have a feeling that they're too early, OKC, and I don't know if they're number one seed ready in terms of kind of having to defend home court. And the Warriors have an extremely good home record this year. That they have a better home record, the away record than they do home. They're 500 at home, the Warriors, but they are. I think they're like 27 and something on the road. So I think it's going to be an interesting series. But I think this play-in tournament for the West is necessary. Like there's these guys. What the Warriors are 12 games over 500.
Well, and I believe they're tied for the 9 and 10 spot. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of the 9-10 being playoff teams. I'm not a fan of that. However, what I will say is if we gotta. Amari, I got to accept the fact that the play-in tournament is going to be around. So because it's going to be around, we can't keep it the same. We have to do some tweaking. So if we're going to do some tweaking, right? If we're going to do some tweaking, how about we do this? So instead of it being 7-8, because this was my logic, and I'm just throwing darts against the wall to see if something sticks. My logic was, how about we got the first five seeds? They, like in college, get an automatic bid. So 6, 7, and 8, I feel like they're in. But if we're gonna have a play-in, they're playing for seedings. That's what they're playing for. They're not playing. They're not playing for a team to miss the playoffs. No, they're not doing that. Those two in the 9-10, right? Those two in the 9-10. What we're gonna do with them, because this is tied like this is, we'll have a tie break between those two, and then somebody's gonna get left out.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody's going to get left out. So I still have to think about how we're going to deal with the 9-10. I feel like 6, 7, and 8 should be in.
Yes, they should be. Do you think they should add the game to the regular season? Do you think for the play-in? So rather than having like a tournament, just remove the last couple of games if they're close, and then maybe put the season to 78 games, and then have the remaining 4 for the play-in teams if they're close.
Actually, what I was thinking was instead of keep the games like they are, I was thinking of maybe adding another playoff team. How about that? Instead of 8 teams being 9 teams, we'll add another playoff team, and we'll shorten the first round. Like the number 1 seed, the number 1 seed will get a bye, something like that. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to hamper the 6, 7, and 8 seed. Those teams should be in.
Yeah.
And if they're going to play in terms of a play-in, they're going to play for seedings. That's what they're going to play for.
I do like that idea, and you know what? You was listening to some of the panel today. You're talking about the best of 16 tournament. I honestly think that's not a bad idea, and I think if you're going to do that, change it back to the 0-2-3-2 format from the 90s. Change it back to the 2 games on the road at home, 3 on the road, and back to 2 games on the because.
That way we're doing this. That way we're doing this. I can get with that. Sure,
it's better for the travel. I think so. I think if you're gonna do that, and you know what? To be honest, I think what was it pre-1980? I think they had the first round bye for teams.
Yes,
so I think.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I think that should be rewarded because I think if you get the number 1 seed, they should be rewarded that you get the first round bye for the. I think you should because especially if you're gonna expand the playoffs potentially, especially with the new teams that are gonna come in, maybe it's Las Vegas and Seattle. Then I think you should probably give them the first round bye. Or if you go with the method that you were proposing on the panel, move one of the Western teams, if they have a record that's kind of similar, move them over to the East and make them compete in the Eastern bracket.
Sure. I can get with that.
I think that's not a bad idea.
No,
that's not bad. I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't know. I'm not in that room with Adam Silver, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not the way it was proposed to us at the beginning. That it was that if the and I don't think many people remember this, but for the playing, it was said to us by Adam Silver. I think it was during the bubble time that it was going to be a thing where it had to do with seeding. Like if your records were close, they're going to put the play in, and then they kind of just reneged on it, and then just said, okay, we're just going to have it in anyway. Because I think the first play-in did big numbers. Who was it? Was the Lakers and Warriors? It was the first play-in.
What I do know is I know that they don't even have a record of the play-in tournament. They don't have any records of it. It doesn't even count.
So what's the point?
That's exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Amari. And hopefully, somebody is listening to us, and maybe they might, consider our idea. Maybe.
Well, we want some royalties, Joe. We want some royalties.
Yes, we do. So good to talk to you, brother. You know where to find me at, my man. I got to bounce in a minute, but I do have a super chat before I go. My man Sports PSP said, who is your MVP? My MVP this year, I think it's Joker. I don't think it's a wash, but I do think it's Joker. I think Joker, in terms of how valuable he is to Denver's success, and how valuable he is to Denver's success, him being the guy who they run their offense through, how much better they are with him on the floor as opposed to with him being off the floor. I am convinced that he's the league MVP. As good as Luka has been, as good as Shea has been, I think Joker is the league MVP this year. 100% I do. So, all right, guys, it's about that time for me. I got to bounce. I saw you guys today. I will see you guys tomorrow on Chill on Fluent and Chill with the lovely playmaker Haley. We're going to be here on Chilltown Hoops. This is where we're going to be, and we're going to be there moving forward. This is where you can find us at. And I will be on playback tomorrow night too. I'm doing the Warriors Sacramento game. I'm doing that on playback tomorrow night. So here we are. This is what we're doing, guys. This is what we're doing, and it's just getting started. I will see you guys soon, but until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. Call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother, all right? Call your mother. She will talk, and I will talk to you guys soon. But until then, take it light, but take it. Absolutely, guys. It was good to see you. Good to see you guys tonight.